So, Halloween. I mean, really, what do we know about it? If you look, if anyone's ever seen the great John Carpenter film, or I think it's even number two. The word Sam Hain comes up. Sam Hain. What the fuck does that mean? It's Halloween, no, and upside down cross, American flag upside down. Fuck you to the presents. So what does Halloween mean? I could say, you know, you can bring up the guy Alistair Crowley, a genius, a guy way beyond his time, and a guy that died way too early. The great Jimmy Page knew a lot about Alistair Crowley. He bought his place on this Loch Ness called Boleskine House. Boleskine House. Let me tell you a little bit about Boleskine House. Alistair Crowley owned it before Jimmy Page. He was in the middle of a ritual to bring good and bad spirits together. We're talking good spirits. We're talking inhuman spirits. Let's bring them together and let's just work this shit out. Alistair Crowley was called to France to rescue a very good friend. He was in the middle of the ritual setting up this conglomerate. Obviously, the bad spirits got the better of the good ones. And because he wasn't able to finish it, all the bad ones come up. So, as the story goes, Alistair Crowley went off to France to rescue his friend. He didn't finish a ritual that required quite... At the end of it, he required a very important part in this sermon. So, the good spirits were conquered by the bad spirits because they didn't finish the ritual. The house was sold. Jimmy Page took ownership of it. Good on him for that. So when Jimmy Page was on tour, he had a guy look after it, and he noticed all these spirits that went on in the house that were bad, that didn't get to meet with the other spirits to work the shit out. The bad conquered. It's Halloween. We're going to talk Halloween stories. Well, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Like, I've got a Melbourne's t-shirt on. Look, upside down cross. It's got an 8-ball. It's got a fucking marijuana leaf. It's got a happy smiley face. And it's got a Melbourne's thing. I'm just sitting here in an American flag because Donald Trump, this other fucker who's going up against him, it's not going to happen. You know, the good people don't win. Good people don't win. We don't. I know. I know good people. That's why we had people like Alistair Crowley. He realised that. Good people don't win. We don't. This year has been a classic example of that. The COVID, all these beautiful people, jobless, homeless. Good people don't win. But Alistair Crowley, he knew that. One of my greatest idols. I am not promoting Jimmy Page as an Alistair Crowley follower. He bought Boleskine House. I'm not sure how much time he spent there. I really don't. I don't know a lot about his involvement, but all I know that he was into Alistair Crowley. And all these fuckers will say, well, Led Zeppelin sold their style to the devil for stardom. Maybe. Could happen. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I sold my soul to the devil because I wanted my beautiful girlfriend Keah to survive another pregnancy. You can do it. You can sell your soul to the devil because he does exist. It's good. It's evil. It's good. It's evil. It's God. It's the devil. If you believe in Christianity, then that's how it is. I don't believe in Christianity. I believe in good and evil. You know, being a former alcoholic, they taught me about this higher power. A higher power. They said, believe in God. He will help you. There's higher power. You know, you look at the 12 steps of AA. It's fucking bullshit. I believe there's a higher power. I'm a very spiritual person. I just wish there was, you know, people talk about this almighty God up there. He's up there to look after us. Beautiful people die. This COVID thing, you know, the poor mentally ill have passed away even before the coronavirus got to them. My first girlfriend died of a freaking cystic fibrosis. My ex-wife left me. Now I'm trying to deal with this fucking COVID pregnancy. Fucking shit. Who's the man looking after us? Is it the guy upstairs or is it the guy downstairs? I'm not following either one. Just bringing it to beautiful people's attention. I have two beautiful boys. One's named Hunter, one's named Declan. I'm sorry to bring this to people's attention. I'm sorry. But I have another son. A beautiful little boy named River Philip Hickleton Seabrook. Life's sometimes just not fair. Fair people get fair. That's cool. think that maybe I've done something in my past life to deserve what I get, what I've been delivered now. I've got an ex-wife, I got a child support, and I probably have another child support with this one. It's a beautiful little boy. River, Pickleman and Seabrook. All I know is I try to be a good person. I do. Sometimes I don't succeed with that. I don't. It doesn't always come off the best. But I'm trying. And this year, 2020, maybe we'll look back, in February this year, 2020, and it'll be like 2020 BC. Before COVID. Last year I went through rehab. Went through 3 rehabs. I thought I came out good. I met the most beautiful person that I met in the world. Her name was Keah. How can a guy, just an alcoholic like myself, drug addict, meet a beautiful person like this? She got pregnant. This is River Hickleton Seabrook. Sorry, Phil. River Philip Hickleton Seabrook. I don't think you can get a better name than that. I don't think you can. I really don't. My 2 beautiful boys, Hunter and Declan, got themselves a little stepson. I've been hiding this. I've been hiding it. I've been living a fictitious life because this person that I love left me. She left me in September last year. I could not cope with that. I couldn't believe it happened. She was pregnant. She was 6 weeks pregnant with our beautiful little son. For 9 months, I went. I didn't know anything. I did not know anything. April the 18th this year, I had this beautiful little boy. And I just want to apologise to everyone out there who I said Keah had a miscarriage, all that sort of stuff. She left me, and she left me with a baby in her womb. 10 weeks. She suffered so bad. She had to change medications. She had to go and see a haematologist. She had to have blood clot injections. She had to drop Valium. She had to do all this sort of stuff. It made her go fucking insane. And I didn't know how to deal with it. I was trying my hardest to be the best supportive partner I could be. I found her the best obstetrician. I booked her into the best hospital in Melbourne because in case anything went wrong. The change in medication, the Clexane shots, from one antidepressant to another, trying to drop stupid amounts of Valium, of all that sort of stuff. It really fucked this person up that I loved to death. I, she was a person that I loved to death, but she was my best friend. No offense, mate. She became best friends. We swore, we joked, we laughed, watched Jim Jeffries. She supported me through a terrible time in my life last year, 2019. And then I tried to support her when she became pregnant. But I didn't do a good job. I didn't. I tried so hard to help her. Am I going to be paying two lots of child support come, you know, middle of next year? River was born on April the 18th this year. I've been living this fictitious life that this never happened. I've just been pretending, you know, that yeah, we're together, we're struggling, it's all good. Miscarriages and that and the other. Truth be known, River was born from when Keah shifted in with me this year. Last year. She shifted in with me. And I knew then I got pregnant. Halloween, what a night to bring all this up. There's a lot of you people out there that don't know this, and I'm sorry. I've lied. I am so sorry. I really am. I've got this mask on because I can't bring myself to show my face because of everything that's gone on. This beautiful person. I still love you to death, Keah. I know things will never be the same. We're never be back together. All I want to do is hold my son River in my hands. Rivers, he's about 6 months in, and I haven't been able to hold him. Wasn't there for the birth. For 9 months, I didn't know that she had a miscarriage. I know the poor person had. Oh, Jesus Christ! She had cervix cancer when she was a young girl. She was never supposed to get pregnant. She said to me, "I'm not going to get pregnant. Beauty. We can have sex without condoms. You beauty, away we go." Within 2 weeks of doing that, she fell pregnant. And I know the night that it happened. The thing that is really, really, really bizarre is she was living. I used to get up and go to work. I used to get up. My alarm went off at 6 o'clock. Sometimes I wake up at 5:30. So roll over, frisky, tap right up on the bum. And most mornings that would turn into some beautiful, beautiful love. But when she fell pregnant, and she told me how long she was, and when it was supposedly happened. I tried to trace it back, and I'm like, what night was this? Or what day was it? The funny thing was, this Thursday morning I got I went to bed late because I drew her this beautiful picture. this. I just, there was nights I'd get creative with drawing and all that sort of stuff. And I drew this beautiful, I drew this for her and wrote her a little message because, I got up early, she would still be sleeping after and all that sort of stuff. This was done Wednesday night at 3 o'clock. I wrote this. I said, "Do care. Every day you inspire me to create. Whether it's art, myself, or even just the beauty of life." I'm just going to pause it there because the next morning, this was done, it was done about 2 o'clock in the morning. I wanted to leave it out for her. I didn't really get I didn't get the message. But that morning, I remember just saying to her, after it was all done, I said, "Oh boy, that's a keeper." I went off to work. And she went back down and she stayed after she shifted in with me. She stayed with her mum quite a bit, and her mum's a beautiful person, and I can understand. She went down there, and it was a Friday night. She rang me up at 11 o'clock, and I'm like, we we had really bizarre late conversations. The first night that we had a really good conversation, it lasted for 6 hours. It went from 12 o'clock midnight till 6 in the morning. Anyway, life goes on. Friday night, August the 30th, 2019. She rings me up, she goes, and she had this tone to her voice, and I'm like, she said, "Dad," I said, "Oh shit, what's wrong?" She said, "I haven't told you this, but the last 4 nights, between 10 and 2 o'clock in the morning, I felt really, really nauseous." I said, "Yeah, okay." And we used to joke about this saying, had the train come into the station, bang, she gets your period and everything like that. Train hadn't come into the station, and this night she rang me up, she said, "I'm going down to get a pregnancy test." I'm like, "Oh shit, really?" Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Keah being Keah, so she rang a friend. She went down to Chemist Warehouse this late at night. She went into the toilets of McDonald's, peed on a couple of sticks, rings me back 11:30. She said, "Seabrook," that's what she called me. She said, "I'm pregnant." Really? She said, "Yeah." Wow, that's the most amazing news I've ever heard in such a long time. She had a best friend with it, obviously, just for support. She went home, and I knew, and she said to me, "Mum's just gonna go," like, with all her health issues and all that sort of stuff. She rang me back. 45 minutes later, she was in tears, and it was just, oh my god. The first person I rang was my mate Mark. He was in Portugal. I had to tell someone. Told him. And she said, "That's fine, you can tell him. You can tell him." Um, she was quite in tears because she yeah, conversation with the mum didn't go well, and she said, I'm meeting up with my dad tomorrow, and I'm going to tell him. God, this is worse. She rang me up the next day at 1 o'clock, and she said, "Are you sitting down Seabrook?" That's what she called me, Seabrook. It was just, I love being called Seabrook. It was just, my best friends called me Seabrook. She said, "My dad is over the moon." He said, "It's the greatest news ever." I'm like, we'd planned the night. We'd try to organise to set up a date with her friend Jess, with a friend of mine, Diff. So we went to what's called, it was a mini golf nightclub in the city, and we booked it in and we went there. And we had the greatest night ever, but Keah was very ill and all that sort of stuff. So as much as she wanted to hang out with us afterwards, she threatened to smack my mate's head over the head with a golf club, because that's the way she was. Because she comes second and she lost. So she said, "Listen," I said, "I'm just going to go down and catch up with my mate." She said, "Cool." We spoke to each other quite a bit through the evening and all that sort of stuff. The following day was Father's Day. It was, it was September. Oh, it might have been the second or the, I don't know what it was. It was a Sunday. It was after that night, and she sent me. I'm devastated. I don't have that text anymore. The most beautiful message I've ever read from a person. It was beautiful. That night we were trying to, when we were setting up her friend and all that sort of stuff, we got some time alone together, and we got to, you know, all night we were flirting, we were rubbing legs and all that sort of stuff, and we managed to get some time together, and we're never going to get married. We were going to have what she called a commitment ceremony, but she wanted a black diamond ring, black diamond, and to me that just sent off alarm bells. The reason being, my favourite band, Kiss, my favourite song of theirs is Black Diamond. Yeah. We had a little moment alone on a chair, and I said to her, I'd been looking at black diamond rings today. She said, "Oh, really?" And I started showing her these rings, these black diamond rings that I was looking at, and I must have chosen, I must have done okay, because I pointed out two of them. She said, "They're beautiful." And just before we got any further, her friend Jess came along and said, "We're being kicked out of this place." So her and Jess took off. Keah, she was sick for that night. My mate Diff and I went to a little club, and just, the only reason we went there is because we could just hear music playing, a bit of AC/DC. We went in there and had a couple of drinks, you know, and in 2 weeks later, September the 15th, I was devastated. If you ever see this, Keah, I miss you so much. You are the worm this far through this video and you've seen everything that's gone down. I'm sorry you had to be a part of it, and I'm sorry I couldn't tell you. I had to live this fictitious part for so long because I couldn't accept it. It took me so long to accept it. I couldn't accept it. Even when she told me it was over, I kept ringing, and I stay in the UK and all this sort of stuff because I hadn't accepted it. There was a message. She said, if you text me again, I'm calling the police and I'll put an intervention order on you. I'm so sorry, Keah, that I got to that. I didn't mean anything by it. The day that I got that message, it was like it's been like hit over the head with a shovel. I had a really good job, you know. I quit that job. I quit it because it was too close to Richmond, in where we met and all that sort of stuff. I couldn't do it. Another job just up the road. If I hadn't have done this meditation and mindfulness thing with a good friend of ours named Ruben, who used to give me heaps over, and probably 6 months into the meditation and all that course, if he hadn't have recommended to me a clairvoyant, I don't think I would have gotten through 9 months without knowing anything. It got to a stage where I you told me so much things about spirituality and all that sort of stuff, and I really got into it. And I went and saw this lady, and she told me some things that I wish that we were together. Because if I could tell you those things she told me, it's bummed me out. Yeah. If you ever see this, Keah, I just need to tell you that I still love you so much. We've got River, Philip, you wouldn't see River to look after. I wish they did so much to it. Anyway, thank you for being supportive for me when I was in Melbourne. I know you were doing it tough after that, coming up amends and all that sort of stuff. I tried to understand it, and I tried so hard to help. I think I tried too hard. But please want you to know that the night that you spent with Kerry, where she gave you all that absinthe, all that sort of stuff, it changed a lot of things. I don't hate people, Keah. I don't. What Kerry did to you that night, and the next night, and the night after that, I know you thought she was a beautiful friend and all that sort of stuff. I don't think she was probably a real good friend to you at the time. after that, I used to, would be lying in bed down at your mum's house, and I could hear you talking to Kerry, and you'd be laughing away and all that sort of stuff, and I'm like, yeah, it was hard to take because I just thought she wasn't. I believe she wasn't a nice person, but I don't I don't hate people in this world, Keah. I don't. I just think there's some people that just use people